after being released from prison, life was very difficult for me because I had nothing. I came out of prison with literally the clothes on my back. I shared a townhouse with my mom, and I had to build my life up from scratch.
I grew up in a Christian family, went to a Christian school, and I served a lot in church, and as far as the people in my previous church was concerned, they felt that I was just a good Christian. I was a spiritual Christian, and so I was tasked to lead Bible studies. I preached the gospel, went about my religious devotions, and I pride myself in doing these things, and I always thought I was a Christian. I was rebelling against God, how broken and messed up my life was, and I actually felt really upset and sorry about my rebellion, and I felt I needed help.
That was some 6 years ago, and in that time, God has just shown His amazing love to me. I struggle to believe that I deserve that. I struggle to accept that God could actually care and love me that much.
I recalled the mercy and the grace that God actually poured into my life despite me being so vile and so wretched, and that totally changed me and transformed me from within to without, actually.
As far as my shame and guilt is concerned, I have to accept what the Word tells me, and the Word tells me that I am forgiven. It's an easy thing to say, but to live it out is something very different. I have to allow God to remind me of who I am and that He has forgiven me, and walking out that forgiveness in life.
My worldview towards many things changed as well, towards relationships, towards career, success, money. In particular, my worldview towards music changed. Since young, music has been a huge part of my life, and actually I would say it's my life. So it was so important to me that if God were to take it away, I'll be very bitter against God. It was not just music that I was passionate about, but I was actually on the musical successes. I actually built my self-worth, my significance, my security on these musical successes. After I became a Christian, I suddenly saw music in a new light. There was this new perspective of music, and I saw all as gift, and God graciously gave me music, and that hunger for beauty in arts, in music in general, it's only but a faint echo of the real hunger that God has planted in the hearts of all men from eternity, that hunger for the supreme beauty of God Himself, the Giver Himself.
I started working, sweeping a warehouse, and from there got promoted up through a company until I was one of their top sales reps and earning good salaries. In that time I met a wonderful woman who I ended up getting married to. We now have 2 beautiful children, with the 3rd on the way, and I have a beautiful home and people around me who really care about me.
The first changes which I saw in my life was actually this growing appetite for the Word of God. I started to devour the Bible. I had this passion to read the Word and actually to obey the Word as well. And as far as relationships, human relationships was concerned, I had a totally radical change in worldview as well. I felt that there was this increasing sense of weightiness in life. I could no longer trifle with life or relationships, no longer see people as just mere objects, but people who are God's creation, created in His own image.
Having come out of prison myself, I understand the challenges and difficulties that people, that ex-convicts find themselves in trying to find employment and trying to rebuild their lives. So I believe that God is calling me to help those guys who are coming out of prison to find employment and to help them rebuild their lives and become productive members of society again.
I make it my own mission to preach to the convert, and by that I mean that I actually have a heart for people who are second generation Christians, Sunday school Christians, cultural Christians just like myself, who week in, week out actually hear sermons, hear the gospel, but they don't fully grasp the implications of the gospel. After becoming a Christian, I think my family and the people around me, they could detect the change.
When I think about it, I'm so humbled by what God has done.